Oh, this is a good trip. I'll pay you extra work tonight. No. Yeah. I don't even have to go running today, guys.
Hey, so we're gonna go see the Outdoor DTS. They're somewhere over here. Is that right? Something like that? Yeah?
I think so.
They're just finishing up a 5-day hike. We're gonna go see how they're doing, ask them some questions, see what it's like learning out on the trail.
Woo! Let's go.
Get it. Yeah, we'll start off with this. What's it been like having an outdoor classroom, one could say, so far on this DTS?
Gosh, I would say it's been much easier to draw connections with what I'm learning. I'm a very hands-on person, and we've gotten to do so many cool activities like Via Ferrata, just being up in the mountains, backpacking together, and to be able to do all those things and connect what we're learning tangibly has been absolutely amazing, rather than just maybe reading about it or writing about it, but to be able to be surrounded by it while we're learning is really cool.
For me, one of the most beautiful things is when we are separated from what is daily, like constant feed from our phone, constant feed from our computer, constant feed from people. But when you're able to separate yourself from that, like I find he speaks so clearly that my quiet time's like day 2 of a 5-day hike or day 3, because I haven't had this like stimulation. Like it's like I hear his voice so clearly. And I think for me, that's one of the most, it's just such a cool thing, because like I've now been separated. Now he's like, okay, like Eric, now it's like you've actually separated yourself. So now let's like really, let's talk. And I want to speak really clearly because I've actually gotten rid of the distractions as well.
Having the outdoor aspect in a DTS helps a lot. Like it helps us being able to reflect and actually like listen to God like through nature.
Doing stuff outdoors together I think is a lot more effective way to learn, because like you're actually doing stuff and you like have to deal with like serving each other in different ways and like actually acting it out, not just like hearing about it, so I like it a lot better.
We have many opportunities to deepen what we learn. For example, if we go on a climb and we speak about trust, and then we actually like have to trust each other. I think this is a great way how to deepen some of the things. But I think another area where it's also really beautiful, for example, now we're on this 5-day hike, and that you actually have time together, like when you're hiking out, and to see how can you build unity. Unity comes a lot like through our own choices, what we do, how we help each other. And I think there are many practical examples what we can do with like, if we are getting tired, how to help each other to make it up to a mountain.
I think it depends. Like if it's more lecture content, it's been really cool just because you're able to, it's just a different setting than I think we're used to. So you're able to be more attentive to what the speaker is talking about, and you're just like, you're outdoors. It's, for me, it's just the setting of it. I think you're able to pay attention a lot more. But then if it's like a learning experience through the outdoors, it's really cool because it's like a tangible learning opportunity. Like if you're dealing with fear, it's like hang 300 feet over the ground from a tiny little rope and you're dealing with fear in that moment. So I think it's been cool to see how you can apply so many things to the outdoors.
One thing from DTS that's really impacted me so far is that God always knows our plans way better than we do, and He definitely knows like what we need, and we don't need to worry about these things. And yeah, He, like if we trust in Him, everything will be made straight. Our paths will be made straight.
Just going into this school, one of my biggest goals was to really grow in my perseverance. Sometimes I'm a person who will start a lot of things and not end up following through with them, and I knew going into this, it's 5 months, it's a big commitment, it's a lot of time. You don't necessarily know what you're getting yourself into when you start, but going on, I've just learned so much about God's faithfulness as I've been going, and His consistency. And I feel like in the process of just being here for this amount of time, I'm learning about consistency and gaining that perseverance. Even through the activities that we're doing too, it's always just keep climbing, keep going. And I feel like I've learned that here.
I think something that's impacted me the most is just like honestly our first teaching, like learning how to hear God's voice. When Isabel was talking about that, just like yeah, I listened to God's voice before, but like not like constantly every day, and it's been really cool to be like actually practicing that and like learning how to do that more and more each day, and like each week the speaker brings that up in a different way, and like I think that's been really important.
I think one of the biggest things I'm learning is patience, and not just patience like, oh, I have to be patient with students, but more like that God's timing is so much better than my timing, and that to understand that like when He wants to do work, like I can't push it, that I have to allow Him to do it when He wants to do it, and not when I think I see fit, because like I want Him to do a deep work, but I have to realize like it's always in His timing. So for me, I think one of the biggest things is patience. Understand that His timing is like so much better than mine.
We had like one lecture about unit, like actually it was about spiritual warfare and about intercession, and there the topic of unity came up a lot, and suddenly I felt so convicted that I was actually one person that was not contributing to unity, and I felt that was my part to give into this Outdoor DTS. And I think because we are so much together in the outdoors and hiking together, spending time a lot together, I realized that I have a part to play in this, and I get to practice it a lot. Sometimes it's still challenging, but I felt like, wow, yeah, God really pulled me to a place here, and yeah, and it's like you grow so close together here in the outdoors, so I think it's a great place to learn, and you're so dependent on each other, and it's just a total different environment than sitting in a school all the time.
An example of something that I kind of put into practice while we were actually outdoors that we learned about in the classroom was definitely the day that we did Via Ferrata. For that, basically what we're doing is we're all strapped in with just 2 carabiners and we're climbing this mountain. It's not a place where you could just hike without, you know, any sort of guidance. It's somewhere where you would have to be clipped in or you literally might fall off a mountain. So for me, going into that was a huge step of courage. First of all, I didn't necessarily know what I was getting myself into, so it's kind of like you just plunge in head first. You know it's going to be an adventure, but you're definitely overcoming fears by just jumping right into it, and you're just trusting that you're going to meet the end as you go. Once you're surrounded by the mountain, you literally have no choice but to keep going, and I think that's a really cool representation of life in general. You know, you just have to conquer it by doing it, and that's exactly what we did.
I mean, I think like just learning last week a ton about like needing to have unity in our group, and then like going on this backpacking trip, especially like learning how to like serve each other, and like Eric carried my backpack all day because it didn't fit me right, and that was like so helpful. Or like just serving each other first like for meals, and I think that helps bring unity to our group when we're like putting each other before ourselves in actual situations.
Yeah, one time during the lectures, we were talking about how God doesn't, He never puts more than enough load on you. And one awesome example of that during the early weeks DTS was our Via Ferrata. And I was scared of heights, but somehow we were able to push through. It was really sketchy. And yeah, we had a lot of fun doing it. And I personally didn't think I could do it, but I felt like God was really pushing me there, and I felt like that lecture actually like made that super clear to me.
Oftentimes something we talk about a lot is laying down rights. We talk about laying down ourselves and saying like, Jesus, we want all of you. And I think on a 5-day backpacking trip where we do over 50 kilometers and it's not always easy and we have a lot of weight, like, are we still gonna choose to lay down our lives for the people that are around us? Or are we gonna like really hold on to like what I get, my space, my time, my comfort? Or I'm gonna be like, okay, this is the 5 days and like, it's not about me. I'm gonna lay down myself for the team. But yeah, I think really like laying down rights is something that's so applicable when we have to work together. So I think that's a really big thing.
Okay, What do you
Yeah.
think, Brendan?
Well,
Okay, so
it seems like our Outdoors DTS really was able to learn a lot from their experience of encountering God outside of the classroom.
and let's bless those friends because they are now on their outreach.
Yeah.
Yes, and if you like this video, hit thumbs up.
That's right.
Subscribe to the channel, and we'll be producing a lot more videos to this channel for you in the next future. In the next future? What's the next future? Yeah, maybe we'll talk about that.
Hey.